Hello, beautiful people. It is I, Milo Evergreen here. Now, my pronouns are he, him, but if you got something juicy to tell me or you root me on, girl is an exception. And welcome back to another episode of Tea with V. All right, Vamizers, you know what time it is. It is time for some hot chai topics, so let's get into it. All right, get your teas ready, get comfortable, get in your places, and all of that good stuff. All right, so our first hot chai topic is about my queen, my idol, Miss Lady Gaga. Yes, oh yes. Now, Homegirl had recently ended her Chromatica Ball tour, but this last final show that she did in Miami had to be cut short due to a crazy thunder and lightning storm. Now, she is in stadiums, not in arenas. So a stadium is where like they have, usually artists that do stadium tours have shorter tour dates because there's a lot more people in attendance. Some arenas, but mostly stadiums that I can recall, the ceilings are open, but they have options to close them from what I can remember, but usually they're open. So I don't understand why they didn't close it, maybe because there's like a whole protocol, or maybe it takes an hour for it to close. I don't know. But in actuality, Gaga comes back out and she says, listen, I don't think it's appropriate for us to continue. I don't want to put your life in danger. I don't want to put our lives in danger. So roll it.
I know you all think that I'll do anything, but I'm too worried about this, okay? I love you. And when I wrote those lyrics, when I said I'd rather be dry, but at least I'm alive, listen, it's because I care about life now in a way that I didn't for a long time. I'm sorry that we can't finish, but I don't want to put your life in danger, and I don't want to put our life in danger. So thank you. Get home safely. God bless you. And thank you for coming to our show.
Now, as you know, a lot of fans were really sad, but I gotta give Gaga credit. She had made that comment of, you know, she cares about safety now than she has prior. It wasn't like she wasn't, you know, caring about our safety. She always wants us to be safe, but she was putting herself in the line of fire of really doing anything and everything for art, when actuality now, Homegirl's in her 30s. Homegirl has changed her ways about how she feels about life and whatnot, and I gotta respect that. And I came across this tweet by a so-called fan who tweeted saying, you know, no offense to Lady Gaga, but 2011 Gaga would, you know, continue on in the show and dance, you know, even harder in the rain. That was Gaga then, but this is Gaga now. And you gotta respect her decision nowadays, you know. I think it was a good call, and, you know, a lot of people were upset. But the one thing that I can definitely relate to as a performer, because when I'm not dipping into it, oh yes, I'm a pop performance artist. If I was in her position, I would have been hysterical. I would have been so sad and so disappointed, because when you're a performer, you want to give your fans the most amazing show you possibly can. And you have to realize that people paid hard-earned money to see you perform, and you don't want them to waste not a cent off of the ticket price because you want to show them that, listen, you paid your hard-earned money. I'm going to give you a show that you feel like you would pay extra money to go see. I mean, granted, you know, there are, you know, diehard Lady Gaga fans who go see show after show after show after show and who have the means to do that. I don't. I have never been to a Lady Gaga concert ever, besides the Super Bowl, but that's a whole nother story. But I can appreciate how that she has grown up in a lot of different ways of not feeling like she needs to be a rebel for her art anymore, because that's very influential on me. You know, I will do almost anything for art, but my safety comes first more than anything. I can't continue art if I'm not safe. Does that make sense? Within reason. But here's one more clip regarding how she felt about the whole situation. She made an Instagram live regarding more information about that particular night. So roll the clip.
Hi everybody. Thank you so much for coming to the Chromatica Ball, and we really tried to finish the show tonight in Miami, but we couldn't, because even when the rain sort of stopped, there was lightning that was striking right down to the ground, so close to us. And look, I know that for a really long time I've always wanted to be like that hardcore bad bitch, but what I really want is to also be responsible and loving. And I don't know what I would do if anything happened to anybody in the audience or to any member of my crew, my band, my dancers. So I'm sorry that we didn't get to, do the epic performance of Rain on Me in the Rain, but what's more worth it to me is life. And whoever threw these to me on stage, I will cherish them forever. It took so much in my heart to get back to a place where I could perform and be healthy. And I hope you know that part of why I decided not to finish the show was because I am healthy, and it's a healthy decision for all of you and for myself as well. So I love you. And yes, I'd rather it be dry, but we're all alive, so go home and be safe. And I'll see you the next time I'm on stage. And until then, Chromatica will never be over, because Chromatica is about healing. And Chromatica is about knowing that you're enough. And I feel like enough tonight, even though I didn't get to finish. I really feel like enough. So thank you for giving me that. I love you. Bye.
See, this is why Gaga always warms my heart, because she's always honest about where she's at in her life, and she hasn't been healthy for the long haul. Regarding her hip and her fibromyalgia, it's been a really, really, really rough, almost 10 years of this, body pain and all of that, and being inflamed and just feeling uncomfortable in all these different ways. So her now owning the fact that she's now healthy and she's less in pain, and she's really sticking up for herself and being healthy. And I love and appreciate her, and I also believe that it is cool to realize that safety comes first, and not always having to be that hardcore bad bitch and being a rebel. That was 20-year-old Gaga. This is 30-year-old Gaga. This is a woman who, this is not a girl anymore. This is a grown-ass woman making grown-ass decisions, and she still gave it her all, and hopefully we'll be able to get a Chromatica Ball tour DVD special or whatever, a Netflix special or something. So all in all, Gaga, thank you for always, always, always slaying it in these performances and sticking up for yourself. And we are so happy that you are healthy and are in a good mental state and, protecting us. It's really, really dope and noble. Alright, so our next chart topic is regarding to Post Malone busting his ass. You know this gentleman? Yeah, Post Malone. I love me some Post Malone. He's got really good music. I really like his song Circles, which ironically enough he was singing during his tour. And he recently tripped and fell into the stage, which was like an open grate. And I guess he fell on one of his ribs and he got winded, and he was holding his rib and really in pain. The medics came, they went off, they took like a 15-minute hiatus, and you know, he came back strong with one cup in hand and still, you know, rubbing on his ribs and everything. But look at that. That is a nasty fall. A nasty, nasty, nasty fall. What's interesting enough about it is that it reminds me of a time back in 2015 when I was debuting as a pop performance artist. I had my first debut performance ever as, you know, a singer and a performer, and I live in upstate New York. I live in a town called Millerton. Shout out to Millerton. And every year, we haven't done Spring for Sound in probably about 5 or 6 years, but there was this festival in our local town called Spring for Sound, and I was fortunate enough to have my own slot. I had like a 20-minute set, 25-minute set, I believe. I had like 5 outfit changes. It was like a whole ordeal, right? And it rained that day. It poured rain. Now, I had my show under the Northeast Community Center porch. Shout out to Northeast Community Center. Love and appreciate you. So I was performing there, and it was on a porch, and it poured and poured and poured and rain, and I was so freaked out and upset. I was like, oh my God, no one's gonna come. I'm so scared, blah, 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 blah. And everybody came. It was sardines packed. It was absolutely crazy and amazing. And I think it was probably by the second song that I was doing, I had like another outfit underneath, and I had these boots that were like, had no traction on the bottom, because I thought traction was like not important as a performer. Wrong. If you're performing on a stage, make sure your shit has traction on the bottom of your shoes, all right? You don't need to be slipping and falling the way I did. So long story short, roll the clip. This is me dipping and doing it, and I slipped and fell, and I got back up and still dipped in and do it. I played it off like it was part of the performance, but when I tell you the next day, I had a big old bruise right here on the side, and I was so grateful because thank God I had an outfit underneath the outfit that I was currently in, because that could have, it was on wood, so wood hurts. If you slip on wood, that hurts. And thankfully, the wood didn't, you know, rip my costume, and I still had something underneath. It didn't rip anything, but man, oh man, did it bruise me. But, you know, you got to get back out there. If you slip and fall, you got to play it off within reason. Like if you're in pain, you know, lay down, you know, call out and you know, ask for help and so on and so forth. But, you know, if you're a true performer, you're going to continue on with the show. You know, Beyonce, remember the time when Beyonce had her hair caught in the fan and she didn't even miss a beat singing Halo? Remember that? Or the time when Gaga fell on the piano singing to You and I, and she busted her ass. Look at that. Yes, busted her behind and still kept going. You got to go along with the show. So, but overall, Post Malone did made a following update, and he went to the hospital, and there was no broken bones, no nothing. He's just a little bruised and banged up, but got some meds, and he's all good. And Post Malone, keep dipping and doing it and making Mew, and be careful, and tell your team to make sure that that part of the stage is closed. All right, lift the thing back up so you have a solid situation. You got to be mindful of these things. All right, so good luck, Post. So, update on some Renaissance news by Beyonce. So apparently we're getting a Renaissance film next month in good old-fashioned October. She's now a part of the Tiffany & Co. campaign. Part of that campaign will be in relation of the Renaissance film, and it is reportedly supposed to be Studio 54 inspired, New York theme, and all of that good stuff. So I'm excited to watch this film. You know, homegirl always slays when it comes to the visuals, and I take note from her, because if anybody knows how to do a visual album, it is this girl right here. Hello, Lemonade. Come on. Black is King. Come on. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm excited. I cannot wait to see her perform Heated. That's one of my favorite Renaissance songs. And yeah, that's all we know for the time being. Homegirl has been very, very, very quiet these days. So I don't know if she's cooking up something or something, but something's about to happen. So, but of course, I got you with all the info. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled on this, because this is very exciting, and it's just so fun to like have, you know, the modern Michael Jackson, in my opinion, this day and age, where you look forward to seeing what they put out, and it's just so exciting, and I'm very, hopefully I'll be alive until October to catch this, because I need to see what she's cooking up, because when I'm hearing these visuals are going to be crazy. So that's exciting. But let me know in the comments if you're excited too. Now, there's this show that I'm obsessed with called Abbott Elementary. It's on Hulu. Now, I'm very keen when it comes to comedy. I like shows that are very dark, grim, very depressing. You know what I mean? Because I'm very slow when it comes to comedy in my world or whatnot. It's very hit or miss for me. I'm more of like that grim type of dark situation, if you catch my drift. Just wanted to say congratulations to Quinita Bronson for winning an Emmy. She won an Emmy for outstanding writing in comedy in a comedy series. But the show is really, really good, very, very funny. But I just wanted to shout her out because I love your show. I think it's absolutely amazing. And if you have Hulu, make sure to check this out. Very, very cute show. All right, so moving right along, you know I love to watch me some good videos and having commentary. So as we all like to say, this is what I like to call sipping on some TikTok tea, baby. Let's get to it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so this first video is by the username Ava Michelle, and she talks about pretty much how crazy fentanyl is killing so many people and how it has become a really big crisis in America. Roll the clip.
Okay, I just had to finally make this video because I am just so done. I am so done hearing about everything else. I am so done hearing about COVID deaths when the #1 cause of death of people between 18 and 45 is fentanyl poisoning. And the amount of people that have no idea what that is blows my mind. I did not know what it was a year and a half ago when my 23-year-old brother passed away from fentanyl poisoning, and so many other people have lost so many amazing people from this, and it just... So I have decided to make this video so that I can provide you some education and hopefully stop people from making this choice, because it is ruining families and we are losing 175 people every day to fentanyl poisoning. Sorry. So if you don't know what fentanyl is an illicit drug that is being made in China in labs. And it is being taken over our borders from Canada and Mexico, and it is being sold illegally by lacing it in drugs or selling it in pure form. You are seeing it being laced in cocaine, you're seeing it being laced in Xanax and Percocet and now weed. So any type of illegal drug that you buy, any drug that you get that is not prescribed, has the possibility of being laced with fentanyl. And let me tell you that if it is laced with fentanyl, 2 milligrams can kill someone, whether it is swallowed, inhaled, or just touched. Fentanyl is 50 times more potent than heroin and 100 times more potent than morphine. There was some people in Florida who took cocaine that was laced with fentanyl. They went into cardiac arrest. 2 of their friends didn't do the drugs, but they were performing CPR on them, and from just performing CPR on them and inhaling the drug, they also went into cardiac arrest. This is one of the most dangerous drugs that we have ever seen. Why are we not talking about this? Just please, honestly, I ask you to educate yourselves, to share this with your friends, to let them know. If you decide you want to do drugs and you want to get them off the street, there are testing kits that are available in many states that might help your chances, but honestly, guys, know the weight of your decision. This isn't the 70s anymore when everyone is doing drugs and the only danger is overdosing on that drug. You can be poisoned from the lightest amount. You can take, like my brother did, took 1 pill and he was dead. And that could be you, and you could leave your family. So just please think about that, and please share this, and let's please open this conversation.
Now, a person who I knew very close who passed away from fentanyl was, you know, my guardian rebel, who I call Max Richmond, a very, very phenomenal man in my life who changed my life for the better in so many different ways. That, again, is another video conversation. But what I can say is that it's very crazy that 2 milligrams, which is 2 grains of salt, could kill you. And you know, it's killed, you know, my buddy Max, it's killed Phil, it's killed so many people that I know and love in my life, and it's very, 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 very dangerous, and you just got to be mindful. I mean, first of all, you shouldn't be doing hardcore drugs regardless, but Reports have been saying that it's also been laced with weed. Now, I can get down with the weed. I don't partake in the weed, but you know, I got other friends who partake in the weed. And for those of you who are average marijuana users, please, please, please be careful. It's just very hard for me to wrap my head around. Losing somebody like that in that way is just, it's unbelievable. And it's very, 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 very sad. Now, this next TikTok video is by the username of Barbiana, one of the two. He discusses about how he has been put under the umbrella of being a transgendered person when in actuality, he just loves to wear women's clothing. Roll the clip.
I'm trying to get y'all mixed up. Baby, I'm not trans.
No, actually, you are trans. And let me tell you why. See, you're still under the trans umbrella.
Let me start off the video by saying I'm not trans, and that is buffoonery. I wasn't even gonna respond to that video because it was such clown shit when I first heard it. And I'm not even gonna stitch it because I'm not gonna give you the attention that you want with your multiple videos. I just came here to check you and everything that you said in your video, like I do. There's a difference between transgender, transsexual, and a feminine gay boy. Let me give you examples of each one. First, transgender. Let's say I'm a male that identifies as female. That's my gender that I identify as. I didn't get my sex parts snipped or clipped yet. Transsexual would mean I identify as the opposite gender and I got the bottom surgery. I am a feminine gay boy. I identify as a boy. On social media, I put on makeup and lashes and things like that. But on an everyday, day-to-day, I don't really be looking like this. I don't wear makeup every day. I don't wear girl clothes every day. I would also, be considered a cross-dresser, but I am not transgender because I don't identify as the opposite gender. Your perception of me is not my reality. We're in a new day and age where that little fucking chart that you brought up from like 1900 whatever does not matter. Have you been here for the last 20 years? There's a difference between gender identity and a gender fluid aesthetic. I identify as a boy, but I don't put genitalia on clothing. Get it? And you're right in the statement where you said the way that I portray myself on social media and the things that I wear and how I dress does not align with the social construct of what a man is supposed to be. But that's why we have the term feminine gay boy, you moron. A feminine gay boy is me. I wear makeup for fun. I don't wear it religiously. I wear nails occasionally, but I like being a boy. I'm content with being a boy. What's wrong with that? Yeah, I may wear crop tops, but I have boxers on. Like, come on now. I may wear heels, but I wear mainly men's shoes, like. So before you get on TikTok trying to fake baby educate me, don't tell me how to identify. Barbiana signing out.
Now, I 1000% agree. I think it is so important to really understand that you have to not assume of how people identify and just really ask them, oh, hey, how do you identify? Just don't put somebody in a category just because it doesn't align with the way you believe or how you view things. Now, for me, I am a happy, proud, feminine gay boy, my damn self. I am so content with being a boy. Matter of fact, once upon a time when I was really, really young, I thought I had to be a woman to like guys. But when I got older and when I realized that, oh, I could be a guy and like guys, I was so relieved because I didn't want to be a woman. I love my feminine ways. God blessed me with feminine features, and you best believe I'm going to use them. So if I'm dipping and doing in a dress, pay me mine if you want to by complimenting me. But like, I was born this way. Shout out to Lady Gaga. And I thoroughly love fashion. And for me, I don't see gender in clothing. I just don't. I like what I like. And for me, this is a form of therapy, a therapeutic way for me to get through the day and how I want to feel and all of that. I have always been in a space where I'm not easily offended. Like, if someone misgenders me, it is what it is. If I'm never gonna see you again, I'm just like, whatever. But if we're gonna have a relationship and we're gonna be friends, or cordial, or if we're in a work setting, You know, my pronouns are he, him, but if you got something juicy to tell me or you root me on, girl is an exception. So I like to have a little fun humorness to it, and gotta give people grace to a certain degree as well, you know, like the way that I do. There's a level of giving people grace, and then also just like, okay, I've given you this amount of many times and you're still disrespecting me. Now we need to have now we gotta have an honest conversation. Does that make sense? So, as for me, I always loved being a boy. I always felt like, you know, boys can look any way they want to, and girls can look any way they want to. And if some people lean towards masculinity, that's great. And if some lean towards femininity, that's also great. It's whatever that makes you feel comfortable to be your most authentic self. So overall, on account of everybody, kudos to us for living in our truth. All right, so we are now moving into my favorite segment, which is Ask V, where y'all submit your questions and stories, and you need a little bit of advice. And of course, I'm so happy to give my feedback and my advice to you. We're gonna read one of them today, and this is by a YouTube comment that I got from my last Tea with V episode, and they write this. Okay, there's this person I'm madly in love with and been wanting to be with for almost 9 years. Now, we met only a couple of times and we have phone calls every now and then. Friendly phone calls, but I'm just not brave enough to ask them out. I never ask people out. I always get hit on rather than initiating something with someone you know. Now, first of all, thank you so much for submitting your question. I love and appreciate you. And wow, 9 years? You've been knowing this person for 9 whole business years? That's a child right there. That's a 9-year-old. Now, for me, I would be willing to at least have the conversation and seeing, you know, if they're single. I don't know that. Are they single? Are they in a relationship? Are they in an open relationship? Are they, you know, what status are they in for you to want to pursue them? Now, if they're in a relationship, don't do it. But now, I would say listen to your gut. What is your gut telling you? If you really dig this person and they bring a smile to your face and they bring such positive vibes into your oasis, I don't understand why not reach out to the person and maybe go for a coffee date or just start off small increments. Now, for me, the best way to start a relationship, to me personally, is a great friendship, because there's less pressure, there's less, you know, formalness. You know, it's good to still be formal and still be respectful and whatnot and have table manners. But if you go out for a lunch date and whatnot, and if you keep making phone calls, not over the top, but more than usual, and do little small cute things for them and all of that, I'd say go for it and put yourself out there, because at the end of the day, we ain't got time to waste. All right, we are beautiful, melanin, delicious people who deserve to be treated like queens and kings, or theys and thems, or however you identify. But I think it's important to not always feel like you have to be the one to be asked out. It's great to ask somebody out, because at the end of the day, you're in charge of the narrative. You're in control of how things go about. You see what I'm saying? Versus if they ask you out, then they're in charge and you don't know where it's going. Versus, now, if you're a control person like me, I'm a control freak tastefully. But if you really want to get out there and start dating, you need to be the one to making the plans and making the arrangements and seeing how things go and to fit in your schedule, if that makes sense. But overall, I'm sending you light, love, and positivity on your journey. And thank you for always tuning in. And let me know how it goes. Ask them out. See what happens. All right, so we're going to dive into another segment that I like to call Show and Tell. And I'm going to show you what I got to tell you. And what I got to tell you is that we, drum roll please, we got some new Tea with V merch. Oh yes. Oh yes. Now, I physically don't have them here right now, but I do have pictures. So this is some new Tea with V merch. There will be more coming out really, really soon, but you're able to get these few items right now after the end of the episode. Make sure to check out the link in the description. So I'm excited. I cannot wait to see people rock some merch of mine. I'm excited, and I can't wait to see everybody what they wear. So make sure to get some merch, because I'm gonna get some too, and maybe we'll start doing giveaways. You know I love me a giveaway. You know my giveaways are good. So in conclusion, we're gonna close out today's episode with quote of the week. All right, so let me read you the quote of the week. Now, quote of the week is by Ziglar, and they say this: what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. And that was by Ziglar. somebody. But overall, I hope you had a fabulous time tuning in today's episode. I love and appreciate you dearly. Now, if you want to become a Vomizer, head over to my website, vomilomusic.com. Anything and everything about me is on there except my birth certificate or social security number. And if you like what you see, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get news on when we upload. Like I said, we have new merch. And don't forget to please be safe, sanctified, and sanitary under these self-reflecting times. And of course, I will catch you all in the next episode. All right. Ciao.